The mansion stood like a fortress of glass and steel at the edge of the city, shimmering in the morning light. To outsiders, it was the dream, an empire of wealth, power, and luxury. Inside, however, lived a silence that not even the hum of fountains, the echo of marble floors, or the rumble of expensive cars could cover. This silence belonged to Ethan Blake, a billionaire who had everything money could buy. Private jets, penthouses across the world, art worth more than small countries. Everything except the laughter of his only son, Adam. Adam was just 10 years old, but his eyes carried a heaviness that didn't belong to children. Teachers described him as distant. Therapists labeled him withdrawn. Ethan, despite all his resources, couldn't buy what his son needed most: joy. "Why won't you smile, buddy?" Ethan asked one evening, after surprising Adam with the latest gaming console. Adam glanced up from the untouched box, his voice barely above a whisper. "I don't need more things, Dad. I just want someone to care." The words cut through Ethan like glass. For the first time in his life, money felt useless. The unexpected presence, it was in this void that Mary entered. She had worked in the Blake household for just a few months. A black woman in her late 50s, with warm eyes, strong hands, and a presence that seemed to calm even the air around her. She had been hired as a maid, a quiet shadow in the mansion, expected to polish, clean, and disappear. But Adam noticed her. He noticed the way she hummed softly while dusting shelves, a tune that made the cold hallways feel less empty. He noticed how she looked him in the eyes, not as the billionaire's son, but as a boy. He noticed how, unlike everyone else, she never tried to fix him with gadgets or gifts. One afternoon, Adam found himself lingering in the kitchen while Mary cooked. "Why do you hum all the time?" he asked shyly. Mary smiled, stirring the pot. "Because music reminds me I'm alive, child. And when you feel alive, the world feels lighter." Adam tilted his head, intrigued. It was the first conversation he'd had in weeks where his chest didn't feel heavy. A father's desperation, Ethan noticed the subtle shift in his son. Adam, who once spent hours locked in his room, now lingered near the kitchen, quietly watching Mary. He laughed. Actually laughed. When she told him stories about her childhood in Georgia, about fishing with her brothers in muddy creeks, about dancing barefoot on summer nights. It startled Ethan, seeing this side of his son. One evening, after Adam had gone to bed, Ethan cornered Mary in the hallway. "What did you do?" His voice was sharp, almost desperate. "I've spent millions on doctors, therapists, schools, and nothing worked. But somehow, he shook his head. "What's your trick?" Mary looked at him with calm eyes, folding her hands in front of her. "My trick?" She chuckled softly. "Sir, it's no trick. Children don't need palaces. They need presents. They don't need riches. They need roots. Your boy isn't hungry for toys. He's hungry for love." Her words sank deep into Ethan's chest, unsettling him in ways he didn't expect. The hidden trick: the next day, Mary invited Adam to the garden. She gave him a small packet of seeds. "Plant these with me," she said. Adam frowned. "Why?" "The gardeners will just do it better." Mary knelt down, pressing the soil between her fingers. "Because life isn't about better, child. It's about being part of something, watching something grow because you cared for it." Reluctantly, Adam dropped the seeds into the earth. Day after day, Mary guided him, watering, weeding, waiting. Slowly, green shoots broke the soil, reaching for the sun. Adam's eyes lit up in a way Ethan had never seen. One afternoon, Ethan found his son kneeling in the dirt, grinning as he pointed at a blooming flower. "Dad, look, I did this." Adam's voice was full of pride. For the first time in years, Ethan saw pure happiness on his son's face. And it wasn't from a gift. It wasn't from therapy. It was from a seed. The twist of truth: one night, long after Adam had fallen asleep, Ethan invited Mary to sit in the living room. He poured her a glass of water, awkward in his own home. "Mary," he said quietly, I've spent my life building empires. But I don't know how to build this, a connection with my son." Mary looked at him with steady eyes. "That's because you think love is built, sir. Love is given, freely, without price." Ethan leaned back, overwhelmed. "But what if I fail him?" Mary's gaze softened. "Then fail trying. He doesn't need perfection. He needs you." The words were simple. Yet for a man who had measured his worth in numbers, they felt revolutionary. The breakthrough weeks passed, and Adam's laughter returned. He still played games, but now he also played outside. He still had tutors, but now he asked questions with curiosity instead of boredom. The biggest change, however, was between father and son. Ethan started joining them in the garden, clumsy with a watering can but eager. He listened when Adam spoke, even when it was about little things. Slowly, Adam began to trust that his father wasn't just a provider of things, but a presence. One evening, as the three of them sat watching the sunset, Adam turned to Ethan and said, "Dade, this is better than any gift you've ever bought me." Ethan felt his throat tighten. He glanced at Mary, who only smiled knowingly. The hidden story one night, curiosity got the better of Ethan. "Mary," he asked softly, "where did you learn all this wisdom? You could have been more than a maid." Mary's eyes flickered with something distant. "I had a son once," she said quietly. "He taught me everything." Ethan froze. "Had?" She nodded, her gaze distant. "He passed when he was Adam's age. Sickle cell anemia. There wasn't money for treatment. But before he left, he taught me something no doctor could. He taught me what it means to love without holding back." Her voice trembled, but she steadied it with a smile. "I can't give him back to this world, but maybe I can give what I learned to another child who needs it." Ethan sat in silence, the weight of her story pressing on him. For the first time, the billionaire realized that true wealth wasn't measured in dollars. It was measured in the legacy of love we leave behind. The climax months later, Adam's school hosted a Parents and Children Day. Ethan, usually absent from such events, showed up. Nervous, unsure, but determined. Adam introduced him proudly to his classmates, beaming in a way Ethan had never seen before. During a simple three-legged race, Ethan stumbled, nearly dragging Adam down. But instead of frustration, Adam laughed uncontrollably, holding tighter to his father's hand. In that laughter, Ethan felt something break open inside him. Years of guilt, distance, and fear washed away. He realized his son didn't need him to be perfect. He just needed him to be present. From the sidelines, Mary watched, her heart swelling. The gentle conclusion that night, as Ethan tucked Adam into bed. A ritual he had never bothered with before. Adam whispered, "I'm happy, Dad." Tears pricked Ethan's eyes. For all his millions, no words had ever meant more. Later, he found Mary cleaning in the kitchen. He placed a hand on her shoulder, his voice thick. "Thank you. For everything." Mary looked at him with gentle eyes. "Don't thank me, sir. Thank your son. He's the one who let love in." The mansion was no longer silent. For the first time in years, it felt like a home.